Robert, I would like to remind you that only good things happen in our court. So, for those of you who don't know, Robert is a stalwart member of my guard, very crafty, very skilled, has taught many people. But I know that you were very reluctant to be here. And I feel that I need to ask your forgiveness. Because I know that you don't like it when people say nice things about you, but I'm gonna just do it. So you'll be mad at me later. You have been an incredible presence, not only in my life, helping with the guards, not only in the defensive community, but in general for those that know you and know your heart. You are sincere, you are mischievous, you're also kind. And I can go on and talk about many fine qualities that you have, and I'm not going to because I would like to have you not mad at me. So I'm going to turn it over to
Maybe not. No. I would echo everything that Galen said, but in particular, you bring a joy to the fight, which I am very appreciative of. There's something about just the art of combat and describing it someone we fought many times rather than practicing that you go back and forth. And there is always a joy in that. There is always your infectious laugh. Zach.
I have never seen someone have so much fun in a demo.
Also, you take great pleasure in making time teaching others. I always see you calling out the people that haven't been fighting much, so they may get happy. Speaking of demos, you are the local demo that the Shire Quintavia does at the school where we all practice. You have been there every year. And you take great pleasure and joy in demonstrating to the kids and answering very patiently all the questions. There are others who would speak as well.
We could scandalize you and tell you how much of an upstart and amazing example to the rapier community you are, but I feel like that responsibility is best left to others. And we would recognize you for the day that we had, which I've decided that you did a lot of pretty good things today, a lot of good fights. So, I'm just going to call these folks in and they'll be mad at me later, but know that you are incredibly good, skilled, and thoughtful in everything that you do, and we would be recognized.
And you deserve this.
Their Majesties would see before them the Order of Defense.
My guard sash back. After I feel like I suckered you into being a member of my guard. I'm sorry, I have to fire you, but this is mine now.
Is there a member of the Order of the Chivalry that would speak for this?
Your Majesties, may I borrow your footstool?
You may.
It's very hefty.
It is, and your Majesty's I bear the words of Sir Cassius. I'm so honored to be able to give voice to the esteem I hold for this candidate, and speak to the clear prowess that that he has cultivated as he has journeyed the path to bring him to this moment. Sir Cassius is truly sorry that he is unable to stand before you today and to look Robert in the eyes as he expresses his deep respect and admiration for him. Sir Cassius writes, Don Robert Earlson is a fighter of understated ferocity. He moves with calm control and swagger. His demeanor makes it easy to underestimate how deadly he is. I can say from repeated experience that he leaves no room for misstep or carelessness when facing him. Robert is fast, Robert is precise, and Robert is a lefty. I don't get the big deal with that, but I'm
I don't get it.
Sir Cassius continues. His current position as defender of the Shire of Quintavia is clear testament to his prowess and echoes of magnificent deeds from before my time on the rapier field still persist to this day. Once upon a time, Don Robert and our beloved Duke Kenrick, a sinister duo, took our army's extreme left flank and swept an entire unit of Black Tigers from the field, setting in motion what would result in the East's victory that day. Robert is a true asset to our kingdom. One aspect of Robert's prowess I feel is compelled to address is his skill with teaching others. It is one thing to be able to best an opponent, and yet another to articulately explain how he just didn't. And lastly, as a gracious instructor, to follow that with clear direction on how one could avoid that happening in the future. He has been one of the best instructors I have worked with in the East, and I would not have the skills that I currently have without his support. I feel blessed to have him as a teacher, a small measure of terror when facing him as an opponent, and am proud to stand next to him as part of our Tiger Army. So say, Sir Cassius.
A member of the Order of the Pelican would speak with this candidate.
Your Majesties, I am Master Thomas Castellan, companion of the Pelican, and I would speak. I would speak for who I have often called my brother this day. Mostly for the gray hair, but a lot more for the companionship and the inspiration I draw from him. He gives in a way that is quiet and unassuming and glorious. He helps others not when anyone is looking, because that doesn't matter. He helps others because it's good to do, and he sees the joy in their eyes when they go forth and take what he has taught them and makes use of it to improve themselves. I find that inspiring, wondrous, and wish I could emulate his example. And I would recommend him to you.
Member of the Order of the Laurel that would speak for this candidate.
I bring words.
Please.
Yes. Okay. I am Master Natalia, and I bring the words of Mistress Camille de Jardin. But what it really says here is words, words, words. I am Natalia, and bring the words of Camille de Jardin, etc. Little did I know what I would unleash upon the East Kingdom. Lo, these many years when I said, sure, I could do a case authorization. To who I thought was a newish fencer that I was just getting to know, but had figured out he was a pretty darn good guy. And things have snowballed from there in the very best ways. A proper portrait of the artist must include a passion for one's art. For without passion, art is flat, unworthy, and dull. None of these words comes within a mile of describing Robert, who brings his passion for rapier in the form of an infectious joy and boundless enthusiasm, and energy every single time he steps foot onto the rapier field. This is very distracting. Keep it up. All right. He very artfully dismembers and dispatches his opponents and usually leaves the recently demised smiling, ready for another bout. Passion for art comes from the passion for teaching. And every time one crosses blades with Robert, one learns something. Even if that lesson is, don't do that, that gets you stabbed in the face. Shared art is better art, and shared passion for words, for sword fights, is the very best kind. Robert is my dear friend, absolutely my peer, and this is most excellent and a worthy thing you do this day.
Is there a member of the Order of the Rose who would speak for this candidate?
I am Duchess Catherine, Lady of the Rose, and I am delighted to speak for Master Robert. Many years ago, I went to an event, and I had a couple of wooden chairs I was trying to put together, badly. Apparently I have no knowledge of physics. Robert was happening by, and he looked at me, and he probably rolled his eyes and shook his head, but he put them together for me, and all was well. As an example of doing things for others when no one is watching. Doing things for others that means little in the grand scheme of things. Helping a person put together a chair. You probably prefer, as I've heard, that people don't say nice things to your face. This is not your day. Yeah, how about that? But you are truly a thoughtful and considerate person. And we are lucky that you are with us in this kingdom. To grace us with your presence. And to embellish the realm. Thank you, Your Majesties.
We speak for this candidate.
There is, Your Majesty. I'm Master Ogadai. I'm speaking for myself today. And I apologize, I did not think to bring a stuffed monkey. Next time, maybe. We all know here today that Robert deserves this. The only person in the room who doesn't know is Robert. You do. I'm going to start with the easy stuff. Prowess. There is no question he has the prowess for the order. He routinely fights deeply into tournaments. He is an incredible case fighter, but he's got excellent weapon depth too. You can sleep on it. One of the favorite things that we get to watch, and we were talking about this the other night, is that moment where we're watching him in a tournament and realize his opponent doesn't know he's left-handed. It's funny. It is really fun. I know we're cruel, but we're fencers. It is funny. So that's out of the way. Everyone knows he has the chops. It's the other stuff. And I'm going to double down on some things that you both said, Your Majesties, because it's so true. It's what's important. We met Robert during the Edward and Marguerite's about 13 years ago or something like that.
Yes.
It was a really good time in Rapier. We were growing so fast. We were adding people left and right. We were getting accepted. Things were wonderful. The community was solid. We were welcoming to new people. bring them in. And that really resonated with you, I think. Was that welcoming of people? Well, if you want to know how to make a good community, you just have to watch Ron. Just pay attention. You'll find him putting up list ropes, volunteering his time. You'll find him marshalling. You'll find him traveling north and south, far and wide, over the whole kingdom. You'll find him listening. You'll find him teaching to those who are open to it. And you'll find him leaving people alone that aren't. You'll see him playing with kids at a demo. And you will see him find the wallflower, the new fencer that doesn't know anybody, that's being ignored. He'll bring them in. He is who we are when we are being the best us. And I would like to see that acknowledged and amplified by bringing him into this order. We need him. Thank you, Your Majesty. Thank you.
You have been sitting vigil all day in the list ropes. Unbeknownst to you, we all know.
Yeah.
But we would ask if you would join his honest cause. Very good.
Is there a medallion / collar?
The legacy of this is that it was for you, you gave it to me, and now you get to give it to him.
That is a good legacy.
That's pretty good.
I hear there is a second caller.
Which is in the royal room. And later.
We'll go look for that, bud.
That's not an expert.
Is there a cloak? Is there a cloak?
There is, Your Majesty.
What is the province of this?
I made it with my little countess hands.
We're gonna try to talk to her.
Just trust us, it's subtle.
It's very subtle.
Now I gotta see what he says.
I got this.
You're lucky you didn't get your hands slapped.
I know it.
I did one of these earlier. I know how they work. Is there a glove?
Hair even.
Those are the that could not hear. These were made by Burning Firebow at the request of Marguerite. So, Robert, I would ask you to join me on the floor. Robert, I challenge you to hold the tenets of the Order of Defense, to champion the weak, and do the things that you do so incredibly well. To shepherd those who walk the path that runs over here. I cast this down as a challenge to you. May you pick it up.
armament of the most excellent Matthias and Asa Phelan, Rex et Regina Orientalum, held at the Shire of Hartshorn, upon 12 November in 58th year of the society, upon the which day diverse of the nobility and estates of this realm were convened for taking of some good order in this realm. The following was done and caused to be done, and proclaimed aloud to the assemblage. Matthias and Asa Phelan, king and queen, to all good persons to whom the present letters shall come, greeting for as much as the crown's majesty inclines to good rule, justice, and government, and to the welfare, utility, and profit of the realm of the East. Nobility and royal mercy demand that we give benign and favorable assent to such just and lawful petitions as are made unto us. Petition has been laid before us, notable persons of the realm concerning our subject, Robert Earlson, and the excellence, renown, worthfulness of his achievements in the art of defense, not least among which being his tutelage, instruction, and promotion of the said art, as well as the esteem in which the said Robert is held by persons of all the states, great and small. Being moved by the said petition after long reasoning and mature deliberation, by exercise of our lawful authority, we do hereby invest and endow the said Robert as Master of Defense, with all honors, dignities, and property appertaining thereto, and to have and hold the same fully, freely, and unmolested for the term of his life. And we, by these present letters, command, instruct, and ordain that the said Robert shall wear upon his person the marks of his rank and station as a Master of Defense, to wit, a white collar of livery bearing the badge of the order, for the greater verification and corroboration of all, and singly the foregoing, we do further decree, ordain, and instruct that the we do further decree, ordain, and instruct that our letters patent should be issued and completed on all and singly for the foregoing matters under our great seal and our signs manual. And I, Thura Eric's daughter, Brigantia Herald, by the royal authority, was present in the midst while the aforesaid induction and endowment was enacted, done, and carried out in that place, and I saw and heard all things singular, the things done, and took down in a note, and from slight prepared the present public instrument, written in my own hand, and signed with my habitual and customary sign, asked and requested in faith and witness all of the foregoing. Calligraphy and illumination by Thura Eric's daughter. Words by Alice. For the newest member of the Order of Defense. Viva!